What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Sly Cooper's return and how well it's going. You didn't think I would just let it go, did you? It comes out, and not necessarily for the first time, but it comes out in a new way. The support is incredible for it, from really like every metric you could probably hope to see. A lot of people celebrating it on Twitter, just a lot of people playing it again. And so it's very, very cool to see. And of course, I'm here to jump in and say, can we get not just Sly 2 and 3? I'm a bigger thinker than that, right? Look, I think at the end of the day, it's an absolute no-brainer, especially in my opinion. Sly 2 and 3 are the better games compared to Sly 1. I don't know if that's a hot take. I just, growing up, Sly 2 and 3 were the games. They were the ones to play. So I think those games would maybe even be supported, even better. I don't think you bring the first game, as we talked about. You have so many choices, with this PS2 initiative that they're doing, and you choose Sly 1. You have so many options, and you pick that. You have to imagine Sly 2 and 3 are right behind it, right? Now, there's rumors of like when they would come out. They're from people that are kind of like maybe even less than 50-50 accuracy, so I'm not going to put too much stock in. I will tell you from my own very strong, opinionated belief that we are going to get Sly 2 and 3 in the same way we got Sly 1. But let's look at some of these metrics, and the easiest one, you can literally just go on the PlayStation Store right now. Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus, 4.96. That number has held for actually quite a bit now. 4.96 based off of 5.4 thousand ratings, and that's the part that actually continues to grow. I think it was at 4.96 with like 5.1, so it's got an additional 300 reviews in the last maybe like 24 hours, and it's still sitting at the same thing. Here's what I will say, I've been it's been a very interesting week for me, so I actually have not been able to play it yet. I've seen very like up and down things. Like I've seen like I think the speed of the game at one point was like 10% faster than it was supposed to be. I've seen positive stuff on like the trophies and whatnot, but sometimes the frame rate people complain about. I'm not saying you don't have the right to, I guess my point is I don't think it's a perfect port or whatever you want to call it. I don't think it's perfect. The interesting thing is I literally think it's a 4.96. I think people are literally getting it and just giving it 5 stars. And to be honest with you, because I'm such a Sly fan and supporter and diehard, in this case, people I do believe are positively review bombing this game, where maybe it deserves a 4, maybe it deserves a 3, 3.5, maybe it deserves a 4.5. Now, look, the score is up to you people, right, that buy the game or play the game. You give whatever score you want. But I do think there's people that are just giving it 5s just because it's Sly. And, sometimes I have problems with that. Not in this case, right? This is a time to send a message. And we've talked about this, and it could just be the silly optimist in me. I've seen in comments, right? There's maybe like one for every like 10 positive comments. There'll be one that says, Alex, just freaking drop the Sly Cooper thing. To those people, no. It's too big of a part of my DNA. It's something that I genuinely love. I'm not like trying to fake people out or anything. Like I genuinely want it back. So I'm not going to stop, number one. But number two, no, this is a chance to show off that we support the franchise. And, to be an incredible optimist that some of us have to be, right? You have to take anything that's given. And people even pointed that out when we talked about, I think we did it a few weeks ago, right? The merch that's, still not out. Is it for Sly 2? Is it for a new Sly game? What's it for? We don't know because the merch isn't revealed. Is there a chance there to send a message? I think there's always a chance, and I think it's a very good point, people bringing that up, right? Whenever you have the chance to show that Sly Cooper is still relevant in some way, I think you've got to do it. And I think this is a perfect opportunity where whether people, are absolutely overjoyed or, blown away by the port quality or whatever, they're giving it a 5 no matter, because, Sony looks at that and says, holy dear Jesus, like it's almost got a perfect score. How many games literally have a perfect score? Now, I guess it's not literal, but it's 0.04 off. Like it's so close to being, a perfect game. Even if maybe it's not, PlayStation looks at that and says, holy God, over 5,000, maybe it approaches 6,000 people, almost a perfect score online. And people are pointing this out. I've seen a couple tweets on this. It is it's a high downloaded game. Maybe not like the highest of all time, but also for its price range, which I believe it's only $9.99. Because remember, you can not stream, you can get this. That's the whole point, through PlayStation Plus, or you can buy it, right? So you can have it both ways. If I saw a lot of people saying, well, like I don't want to play it through PS Plus. I want to show the support by actually buying it. You can do that. In the price range, I think it's third third for being $10. It's third on like the top purchase or top selling or top download or whatever it is. So the game, I think, has enough metrics so far. Yes, it's early. Yes, Elden Ring is about to come out, in a few days, and it'll be #1 for like the next year and a half. But again, it's an opportunity, and if Sly can stay somewhat up there, if you can keep the scores high, if you can increase the amount of people that are rating it, get it to 6, 7, 8,000, if you can, keep it in the top 5 highest selling games in that $10 category, if you can do all that, I think that's very powerful. I think it's #1 powerful because you're going to get Sly 2 and 3. And here's the thing. You're going to have more opportunities with them as well, right? Like that is honestly where I'm looking at right now. Whenever you get the next opportunity for Sly, you just show it again. So like when Sly 2 comes out, or whenever that happens, you show it again. You show the message that we support it, and then the next thing comes out, Sly 3, then the merch comes out, and we sell it out. I'm going to get that merch. Like that's 100% going to happen. Again, as I've said, I haven't bought this yet. I actually have it physically over there on PS2. I don't know if I'll buy it. I might just try to play it through PS Plus and then maybe just pop that in. I have the Sly collection as well as on PS3. We'll see. Again, it's good to support it whichever way you want. You don't have to support anything, or you can if you want. But I just think it's so great. Again, like I wasn't gonna just let it come out and not do a video on it. I'm really blown away. You see the tweets online, you see the support for it everywhere. Like people are invested, and I think people are also then looking towards the future. Like I said, Sly 1 I think is the weakest. Maybe Sly 4 because of what it did towards the ending. But I think Sly 1 for me, maybe controversially, is the weakest of all of them. That doesn't mean it's a bad game. I just think it's the weakest of the 4, but it's awesome to see the support that this game has gotten. So hopefully this spins off to get a Sly 2. I can't imagine it doesn't do that, but honestly, the sights are set, a little bit further out and a little bit bigger than just getting more Sly games backwards compatible. That's very important, and we talk about it all the time, to not trap these games on PS2 and then even PS3 for the Sly collection, right? It's very, very good, and it was an absolute win, and it always will be a win that they did this for Sly 1. You want that for the other ones, including Thieves in Time, but you also eventually, want to take that next step to get something more. So we'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on. I hope to see you all on the next one.